Good morning, everyone. Thank you for checking this lecture again. So this is our third lesson, and today we are going to discuss Business Venture Unit 4 of your textbook and your third TOEIC practice test, okay? So let's start. All right. Okay, so on your book on page 22, I'm going to play track 22. So James Marshall is a live music promoter. He is talking about his job. Then you listen, and then you number the activities in the correct order. For example, if he says he arrives at the office first, then you have to number it 1. Okay, and then 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's try.
Track 22, Unit 4, Business Activities, Module 4.1.
I'm a live music promoter. I work for a small company in Sydney. We find new bands and promote them. We sell tickets, print posters, book the venues, things like that. My typical working day is pretty long. First of all, I arrive at the office early, around 8 or 8:30. Then I check my emails. I usually have a lot of messages from bands and booking agencies. Next, I talk to the management team to check the program of events. After that, I usually have meetings. I spend the afternoon meeting clients, sometimes 2 or 3 meetings a day. Finally, in the evenings, I watch the bands perform, or I go looking for new acts. I really like my job. It's very interesting, and I meet lots of different people.
Okay, so you can play that again. And the first one, of course, what did he do, or what does he do in his usual routine? Of course, first he arrives at the office around 8 o'clock, and then he checks his emails, followed by he talks to his team, right? To his management team, events management team, followed by he has meetings. And of course, finally, he watches bands perform. Okay? All right. So if you've noticed, because if the subject is singular or only one person, I put S to every verb, or ES, like watches ES, and then has for he instead of have, okay? All right. This time, we call this time sequence or time order signals. We'll listen again to the monologue, and then you determine which one was mentioned first. So again, these are time order signals, or for sequencing events.
Track 22, Unit 4, Business Activities, Module 4.1.
I'm a live music promoter. I work for a small company in Sydney. We find new bands and promote them. We sell tickets, print posters, book the venues, things like that. My typical working day is pretty long. First of all, I arrive at the office early, around 8 or 8:30. Then I check my emails. I usually have a lot of messages from bands and booking agencies. Next, I talk to the management team to check the program of events. After that, I usually have meetings. I spend the afternoon meeting clients, sometimes 2 or 3 meetings a day. Finally, in the evenings, I watch the bands perform, or I go looking for new acts. I really like my job. It's very interesting, and I meet lots of different people.
Okay. All right. The first one that he mentioned, of course, said first. Well, first, he arrives at the office, right? And then then he checks his emails, yeah? Followed by, next, he talks to his team, right? Then after that, he has meetings. And finally, he watches bands perform. Okay? So when you're telling a story, writing, or conversations, you can use this. So first, then, next, after that, and finally. So these are useful words or expressions for you. Again, these are time order signals when you're writing a story, when you're telling a story. Okay? All right. We're done with that. Let's move on to the next one. So these are just job phrases that you might encounter or you might be able to use in the future. So examples are do the photocopying. So it's a set. So do the photocopying. Check the sales figures. Check the figures. Telephone clients or call the clients or phone the clients. Visit your customers. Visit the customers. And look at budgets. So again, it's a set. Look at budgets. Visit customers. Telephone clients. Check the sales figures and do the photocopying. Next. Now, these ones are adverbs or fukushi of frequency. So these are adverbs of frequency. They answer the question, how often? How often do you do something? Of course, the first one is 0% chance, never. For example, I have never been to Hokkaido. It means 0. I have never been to Aomori, 0. I have never been to the US, 0. 100%, I always wake up early in the morning. So it means every day. So that's 100%. Of course, it's followed by usually. It's about 90% of the chance. And then followed by often, around 70%. And then sometimes 50%. And then, of course, occasionally, it's only 30%. So if you ask me what's in between rarely is about 5%. 5 to 10%. Maybe let's say 5 to 10%. Yeah. And if you ask me here, what's this one? It's generally, like, it generally happens. So 80%, okay? So things like that. So again, for example, always, so it's every day, maybe 5 days a week. So usually, probably, you only like maybe 6 days a week. All right. Often is about 4 days a week, and sometimes 3 days a week. Occasionally once a week, or once a month, twice a month, things like that. And of course, never is a zero, okay? Zero chance. So 5%, for example, rarely, I rarely use chopsticks. So maybe in a year, I only use maybe 10 times like that. So I rarely, because I use spoon and fork. So, okay, so I always use spoon and fork. So 100%. Okay? So I hope this is clear. So I always use spoon and fork. I usually take the train. All right? And sometimes bus. Okay, like that. Okay? So I hope this is clear. Adverbs of frequency or focus. Again, they all answer the question, how often? Okay? Let's listen to this. How often? And let's write that down. How often? So you can use any of this. Let's see. Let's fill this out. Okay.
Track 23, Module 4.2. 2.
I sometimes work in my office, but I usually spend part of my day out of the office, watching bands and looking at different venues. It's important for me to stay in contact with my team, so I always carry my cell phone. When I'm out, I occasionally email the office to check dates and times of shows. I often work long hours, but that's okay. It's fantastic seeing unknown bands becoming huge stars. I never get bored with my job.
Okay, let's listen to it again since it's short.
Track 23, Module 4.2. 2.
I sometimes work in my office, but I usually spend part of my day out of the office, watching bands and looking at different venues. It's important for me to stay in contact with my team, so I always carry my cell phone. When I'm out, I occasionally email the office to check dates and times of shows. I often work long hours, but that's okay. It's fantastic seeing unknown bands becoming huge stars. I never get bored with my job.
Okay, all right. So of course, works he sometimes. So 50%. So maybe 3 to 4 days a week. Sometimes works in his office, and he usually works out of the office. So probably 6 days a week, 5 days a week. Always. So 100%. And then occasionally, so not, 30% of the time. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Okay. And then he often works long hours, right? He often works long hours, 70% of the time. And he never gets bored. He loves his job. Okay? So I hope that's clear now. So again, if we do this, so he sometimes works in his office, followed by, we make sentences, right? He sometimes works in his office. If you've noticed, guys, this one, sometimes goes first before the word before the verb. Let's try this one. Okay. So he sometimes works in his office, and then what's that? He usually works out of the office. Yeah. He always carries a cell phone. And then he occasionally, sorry, Sorry, it's OCCC. Okay, there you go. He occasionally, what's that? Emails the main office. He often works long hours. He never gets bored. Okay? So if you've noticed, guys, so the adverbs of frequency comes first before the verb. Yeah, please remember. Okay? So he sometimes works in his office. He usually works. Always carries. And then your verb or doshi is carries. Occasionally emails. That becomes a verb. But email is also a noun, of course. He often, and then works, and then never, and then gets. Okay? So adverb first before the verb, before the action word. Okay? So I hope that's clear. Next, let's move on to this. Complete the conversation. This is track 24. Okay. So do you like blank in Los Angeles, Ichiro? Oh, yes, it's great. Let's try it. Let's hear this out.
Track 24. Module 4.2. 5.
Do you like working in Los Angeles, Ichiro?
Oh, yes. It's great.
What do you do in the evenings?
I often work late, but I occasionally go out for a beer.
What about weekends?
I usually relax at home or go to the beach with the family.
Do you play any sports?
Sure. I go jogging every morning, and I play tennis about once a month. How about you?
Okay. So, okay, let me help you out with that. So, do you like working in Los Angeles? Okay, Ichiro. Oh, yes, it's great. What do you do? What do you do? Okay, remember that. What do you do in the evenings? Okay, and then I often, did he say I often? Yeah, I often work late, but I occasionally go out for a beer. What about weekends? I usually relax at home. Or go to the beach with the family. Do you play any sports? Sure, I go jogging every morning, every day, every afternoon, every morning. And I play tennis about once a month, twice a month, 3 times a month. How about you? Okay? Do you like working? Do you like chatting? Do you like teaching? Do you like studying? So like that. So like followed by ing, okay? Or the gerund ing. So do you like working? Do you like studying? Yeah. Things like that. Now, what do you do? What about you? What do you usually do? For example, once, of course, it's only, this is once, yeah, of course. Twice. For example, we go to the supermarket 3 times a week. Okay. Twice I go to Tokyo twice a week. Okay, I go to Tokyo twice a week. I go to Saitama once a month. 3 times a day, 3 times a week, 3 times a month, 3 times a year, every morning, every afternoon, every evening, every day. Remember these words, okay? Now, talking about company activities, match the words on the left with the definitions on the right. Do market research, introduce something, a trial test, target, an advertising campaign, endorse something, present something to the public for the first time, give your support, ask people questions about products. When people try different products to see which ones they like, aim or direct a period of promotion using commercials for a new product or service. Of course, okay, let's try this one. Do market research is ask people questions about products. Introduce something is, of course, present something to the public for the first time. A trial test, when people try different products to see which ones they like or dislike. Target is to aim or direct. An advertising campaign is a period of promotion using commercials or a new product or service. Of course, if you endorse something, it means you give support to something or someone, okay? Or to something. I hope that's clear. Now let's move on to the next one. Run, complete the chart below about the sports drink. Use these words: run, introduce, do, buy, target, get, organize. The first one, of course, one is we do a lot of research, do research. Yeah. We run or organize. We run or organize tests, trial tests to find out which flavors are popular. Number 3, of course, we introduce new. So it's a set, no? Introduce new flavors. 4, we target different sectors of the market. Target different sectors like market. It means people that they want to that they want to promote their products to. Okay. 5, of course, we run again and organize again campaigns, advertising campaigns. And then we get endorsements, product endorsements, for example. So we get product endorsements, for example, from famous sports people. And of course, customers buy the drink, the product. Customers buy. Do research, run or organize tests, introduce new, target, talking about market, run or organize campaigns, get something from, and customers buy. Next, let's move on to numbers and times. So listen and circle the times you hear. Is it 4:10 or 4:20?
Track 26, Module 4.4, 1A.
What's the time, please?
It's 4:20. 1B.
Excuse me, have you got the time?
Sure, it's 4:15.
1C.
Sorry, do you know what time it is?
Yes, it's 4:40.
1D.
Excuse me, could you tell me the time, please?
It's 4:05.
Okay. All right. So of course, number 1, it's 4:20, followed by 4:15, followed by 4:40, and 4:05. So 0 is pronounced as 05. 4:20, 4:15, 4:40, 4:05. Let's listen to the next one, okay?
Track 27, Module 4.4, A.
5 after 4.
B.
A quarter after 4.
C.
Half past 4.
D.
25 to 5.
E.
23 minutes after 4.
F.
A quarter to 5.
Okay, so again, sorry, this is British way, okay, British way. So 5 after 4, a quarter after 4. half past or 4:30. Yeah, 30 minutes after 4 or half past 4. 25 to 5, it means 25 minutes before 5 o'clock. 23 minutes after 4, so 4:23. A quarter to 5, it means 15 minutes before 5 o'clock. This one is 25 minutes before 5 o'clock, okay? But of course, the American way is 4:05. This one was the American way, 4:20, 4:15. This one is the British way, okay? Listen to the conversations, circle the times you hear.
Track 28, Module 4.4, 3A. What time did you get to the office this morning?
At 5 to 9, just before my boss.
3B.
Excuse me, do you have the time, please?
Sure. It's 1:05.
3C.
What are you doing?
Setting my watch. What's the time here right now?
It's exactly 13 minutes to 4.
3D. When did Marcia leave for her meeting?
At 10 past 3, I think.
3E.
What time does your train leave?
5:20.
3F.
When are you going to finish?
In about 15 minutes. Say, 12:15?
Okay, so just remember, if it's 2, it means before, like that. And then, of course, after is after. So letter A, it was said 5 minutes to 9. So 8:55. So 5 minutes before 9 o'clock. Letter B, 5 after 1. Or 5 past 1. After and past is the same. So 5 past 1. So 5 minutes after 1 o'clock. Letter C is 3:47. It's 13 minutes to 4. 13 minutes before 4 o'clock. Letter D, of course, it's 10 past 3. 10 past 3, 3:10. And then 20 after 5 or 20 past 5. Okay? And quarter after 12 or a quarter past 12 or after 12 o'clock. So 12:15. Okay? Yeah? I hope that's clear. So after means past or 2 is before the time, before 9 o'clock. Now let's move on to this. So these are jobs. These are jobs. Let's find out. So an architect, a pilot, a chef, a photographer, a doctor, an engineer, a lecturer, a journalist, a flight attendant, a tour guide, a fashion designer, a personal assistant. Okay, let's see. Letter A, of course, the girl is an architect, right? And so architect, an architect. Letter B, chef. He's a chef, okay? Okay, let me put an here. A chef. And then letter C, a doctor. Letter D, okay, an engineer, lecturer. Okay, let's skip that first, okay? Letter D, okay, a designer, no? Letter D, letter E, fashion designer. Letter F, flight attendant, a flight attendant. Letter G, he's a reporter, a journalist. Letter H, Hold on, let's see. Is he a lecturer? Yeah, a lecturer. Letter I, she must be a personal assistant. Letter J, of course, a photographer. And letter K, a pilot. Letter L, a tour guide. And of course, engineer. Okay. Letter D is an engineer. Probably a chemical engineer. Okay. An engineer. An engineer. Okay. And then we won't have we don't I just want you to know these questions that you can ask. For example, you're meeting the person for the first time. Do you work inside, outside? Do you use any special tools? Do you meet many people? These are questions that you can ask with your coworkers or new coworkers, or like at a meeting. Do you travel? Did you have any special training? Do you make a lot of money? But that's not yeah. Do you smoke in your office? Things like that. Okay. Do you ever go home early? So talking about culture in the office, culture life. So you can check these phrases. Okay. Now let's move on to our TOEIC practice. All right. First, blank to follow up on my company's reservation on the 18th for our annual company party. So it's I am writing. Okay. I am writing. It's a very usual. I am writing because I'm writing to follow up something. I am writing to when you're writing an email. We will have about 50 employees and their guests, okay? So if, of course, it's a party, you have guests, right? Guests. So we should have about 100 people. The party is scheduled to start at 7 p.m. So can you confirm that the banquet room will be available then? So it's letter B. Can you confirm that the banquet room, the function room, will be available then? If you could confirm this, it would be appreciated. Also, should you have any other questions, please feel free to get in touch. Get in touch, okay? Remember that. Get in touch with me. Get in touch with me. That's a very common phrase, okay? Now let's move on to the next one. Do you want to save money on travel costs? Why don't you try the Metro Gold Pass? It's like a train pass, train card. It is the perfect way. So it's always perfect way. Perfect way is a perfect way too. Okay? So it's a set. Perfect way to get around the city. For one low monthly fee, you can take any bus or train, okay? At any time, day or night. More than just a ride to school or work, use your bus pass to get around the city. So, okay? All right. The more you ride, the more you save. You will never have to wait in line. So wait in line. Never have to go. So wait in line is a set also. Wait in line to buy another ticket. And of course, it's talking about, look at the first two sentences, Metro Gold Pass. So get out and see the city with a Metro Gold Pass. So letter C. So look at the second sentence. Why don't you get tried the Metro Gold Pass? That's the topic sentence. That's the theme. That's a topic. So letter C is the answer. Now let's move on to the third one. The best sushi restaurants on the west side. Chef Izumi has done it again with his new restaurant, which just, it means just, so it's the past tense. So opened, just opened on the west side of town. Chef Izumi's new restaurant, Hikari Sushi, is sure to be a hit. When we say to be a hit, it means popular. Okay, with people. If you come for lunch, the salmon sushi roll is an absolute must try, while dinner guests should Of course, it's a restaurant. The verb is order. Again, it's order food, right? Order food in a restaurant. Okay? Next, the Spanish mackerel with so many choices. If you have many choices, with so many choices on the menu, of course, it might be hard to decide. Hard to decide. If you have a lot of choices, it's hard to decide what to have. So we recommend the party plate so you can try many different dishes, okay? Now let's move on to the grammar part. Your flight to London will leave from gate 15. So of course, when talking about flight, gate. When talking about train, station, okay? The visitor information desk is on. It's always on the 3rd floor, on the 2nd floor, on the 1st floor, on the basement. On. I'll buy you dinner tonight. It's my treat. So when you're trying to buy something, buy food for someone, it means you're treating that person. It's my treat. It's your treat. I forgot my passport, okay? In my car, okay? Forgot, okay? Sorry, I forgot my passport. I left. Actually, I forgot my passport in my car. Can I go and get it? I left my passport. It's actually the same. So maybe this one is wrong. It's about the same. So this might be a wrong item because forgot and left are both. Okay, I left my passport in my car. I forgot my passport in my car. The movie wasn't perfect, but because it's a hantay, the story was great. Wasn't perfect, but the story was great. So, but. You need a visa if you're staying more than 90 days. I've never been to this restaurant before. Never been. Have never been. Usually with the word before. Okay? He loves Chinese food, especially. Okay. So I love Japanese food, especially gyudon. Okay. So your favorite Chinese food is dim sum, and my favorite Japanese food is gyudon. Kathy is really good at. It's always good at something. Good at baking. It's a set. Okay. With. Who is he going to have dinner with? So who and with. Who are you going with? Okay. The hotel has always been there as far as I know. As far as I know. It's a set. Can you bring some more bread? Okay. Some more bread. Okay. Although bread is uncountable, but we use some. So some more bread. Okay. There's no phrase some much. It's always some more. It's a set, some more. Okay? Some more water. That's the thing, okay? The bottle is nearly, when we say nearly, almost, nearly zero, almost empty. Should we get another one? Okay, last night, so that's your clue there. I got to the theater a little late last night. So it's the past tense. So you use the past form, got. Do you want to go see him? See him playing? See him. Okay, action word and then see him or see her. And of course, I usually take a bus to work so I can sleep a little. You can repeat this if I spoke a bit too fast, okay? All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. You can just play back if I spoke a little too fast. Please work on your assignment. Thank you so much and have a nice day. Bye-bye.